Hi friends, AlaskaCraftyGalVictoria here. I know it's been a hot minute since I've made a video. If you're new to my channel, I want to say welcome. And this channel is all about sewing items, crafting items, crochet items. So if that's something you might be interested in, I would love it if you'd stick around, maybe subscribe and click that notification bell. So every time I do upload, you will be notified for all my newest content. Happy New Year, everybody. 2021. Good riddance to 2020. That's all I'm gonna say. So much has gone on in 2020. Some good, some bad. Don't want to focus on the negative. One positive thing that has happened is, well, actually, two positive things. I've had two grandbabies born in 2020. That's right. You heard me right. I had one due in January. She came December 16th. So, McKinley Grace was born December 16th. Welcome to the world, McKinley. And of course, Logan Frederick, he showed up early as well. He came 2 months early and he was born July 16th. I've shared pictures of Logan. I will include a photo here, or maybe here, or on the next slide of my new granddaughter, McKinley Grace. Her middle name is my middle name. They gave her my middle name, which I was just honored to know that. But she's a sweet little girl, showed up December 16th. So here's that photo. Isn't she cute? So I am now a grandmother of two in 2020. I also have my son made it up to Alaska. I had a daughter leave the state of Alaska with my son-in-law. They went down to Texas. They're living in Texas. I had a son catch COVID. I had his girlfriend, obviously, had COVID as well. They were both sick and down and outs for a bit, but they are better, recuperated, doing well. Everything is going good with them. It's been quite a year. So with the exception of a handful of couple good things, good riddance to 2020. That's all I'm gonna say. Welcome 2021. It can only get better from here. I have I have several videos I need to do. I've got the Happy Mail videos. I've got goals for the new year video to do. I've got, oh gosh, sewing projects I want to share with you in a separate video. Otherwise I'd be here for hours. But as far as crochet goes, the month of November and the month of December, I didn't get a whole lot of crocheting done. As some of you may know, because we've been in contact through text and email and things like that. My daughter, who had my grandson this past summer, her husband was struggling with work here on the Kenai Peninsula, so he wound up having to go elsewhere for work. Just grateful that he found some work, and he is doing well. And unfortunately, it brought him away from home 6 months at a time. So I've been helping out with my grandson quite a lot. And that kept me very, very busy through, I didn't hardly get any Christmas crochet done. Normally I crochet a bunch of items for holiday gifts and things like that. And I got one item done. So that was hard, but understandable. I mean, family comes first. Crochet is on the back burner when that happens. But I did get a few things done, and I'm going to share them with you today. One of the items I did complete is the Christmas truck pillow. This was a gift for my daughter. She loves like the farmhouse theme and the Christmas truck, and there's so many people. It's such a popular pattern. And this pattern is from, it's a free pattern. It's a chart, it's a graph, and I do believe it's line by line as well, but I just printed out the graph. If you're familiar with graph, it's super simple, super easy. But if you are learning graphs or it's the first time you're doing a graph, she also has row by row instructions on how to do it. So I think it's really great. It's on a website called Oh, Another Crafty-ish Blog. I will put it down below here as well as in the description box. But it's a free pattern. It's a great pattern, worked up fantastic, looks exactly like the picture. And I love it. I decided on the back of hers, I think she did solid red or red and white stripe, and I was going to do that, but then I just wound up doing, I have several skeins of this Mistletoe by Red Heart, and I thought that looked really, really cute with the, obviously the colors in the pattern here. So I wound up using the Mistletoe, and I believe the finished pillow is 16 by 16 inches. So it's a nice size. It's a really nice size and worked up really quickly. Maybe just a couple days. I stuffed it with polyfill and it's still a little lumpy. I had to working in the corners and stuff. And then you just, what I like about it is you just crochet it closed. So I told her, don't ever spill on it because it's only spot clean. I mean, I guess you could stick it in a pillowcase and wash it, but it's a great little pattern and worked up pretty quick, just a few days. It's just decorative anyway for the holidays. So I stole this from her and brought it up here so I can show you guys. It's one of the items I worked on and completed in December. I also finished my, gosh, I can't even remember what hat it was. Hold on, let me check. Remember the calendar? I was doing all the hats for the month and I was stuck on the white tiger hat. For the life of me, I showed you the one hat I made and it looked like a terrified kitty cat. Well, I wanted it to look more realistic, like a tiger. And I found this image on Pinterest, an uploader or a user on Pinterest. It was just a photo and she was like, I don't even remember how I did it. I know that I held DK yarn and fun fur together, but I couldn't tell you exactly. Well, here is the picture that I based my hat off of. And here is my rendition of that picture. Now, doesn't that look much more like a white tiger? I love it. The yarn I used was, of course, a DK white strand. I can't remember the brand. And then a Lion Brand Fun Fur in white. And then this, the nose, it's like a little, I don't know if you could really see that. It's like a 3D, little bit puffed out. I used Pipsqueak yarn for the cheeks. The nose and the ears is Pipsqueak yarn. And then the little black bits in here is, it's a Scandinavian yarn. I believe it's Norwegian. And it's just this black and grayish fun fur, basically, eyelash yarn. And I literally just hand sewed it through. I just hand sewed the stripes on to kind of better place them without having like stripes in it, and fluffed it out. And I just love this so much more. Now the eyes I got off of, I'll put it down here when I'm editing this video, but I believe they are just different types of doll eyes. And I liked the way they looked so much better. They just look more realistic, like the white tiger eyes. And I love the way this hat turned out. My daughter was like, I want that hat. She's like, I want to wear that hat. I don't want you to get rid of that hat. because she knows all the hats I make go to charity. But I'm like, no, it's a charity hat. If you want one, I can always make another one. But so I finally got an idea on how I wanted this hat done. Finished November hat. So there it is. So that's one item I completed, along with the truck pillow. And then that was October, and then for November, it was this cute little panda bear. And here is that hat. His ears don't stay up really well. I should have did them thicker, held 2 strands together, but here's the Panda Hat. It is a pattern by Repeat Crafter Me. And instead of the button eyes, I just crocheted 2 little eyes and put them on there. Super simple pattern, worked up really quickly. The only thing I wish I would have done, like I said, is held 2 strands of the black together so they were a little bit more firmer. But he turned out really, really cute too. She has the cutest patterns, and I just love her character hats, her little animal hats for kids. So that is November's hat. And for December, it was this penguin. Now I opted not to do the penguin hat because A, time, and B, I had already made a penguin hat before. And yeah, he's got a little beanie on and things like that, but I didn't feel like making another penguin hat, so I already had one. So I'm going to include a picture next of all these hats, all of my character hats for the whole year of 2020, all in a row. And remind you guys of all the hats I made. And speaking of hats, the only other 2 items I worked on, with the exception of my temperature blanket, was this hat, this little pink, the light's kind of blowing it out, but this pink hat. Nothing fancy, just a double crochet. And then I forget what I did. Can't remember. I didn't follow a pattern. I just kind of was sitting one night, late at night, trying to get the baby to sleep. I think he had just fallen asleep, and I just kind of did this simple, just whipping up a hat. It's I know it's a super bulky pink yarn, but I can't remember what yarn I used. But it turned out really cute. Another hat for the charity bin. And then I had, I think last year during the holidays, I had made Grandma a hat and a scarf out of this yarn here. And I didn't have enough to do another hat. So this is what I did. I used the rest of that. This is a Bernat yarn, or Bernay, or however you say it. I call it Bernat. But it was the Softy Chunky. And it was in the color Shadow Ombre. Well, this was all I had left of this Shadow Ombre. That was it. Wasn't enough to make a whole hat. So I used this, which is Hometown USA in Miami Seafoam. And I added that because it matched in the ombre, it matched that perfect. So I kind of just did the top, added a big chunky stripe, another stripe, and then did the border here like this, and then finished it off with the last little teeny bit. And I just love the way it came out. I was able to use up the entire skein, and it's super cute. And some kid will look super cute in that. And it's going to be nice and warm and keep their little ears warm. So finished up one more hat for the year for 2020. So other than that, I did complete my temperature blanket. That was priority. I will take the measurements and include them here. Haven't done that yet, but I will while I'm editing. So here's January. Here's the January. It goes, I just bordered it in a simple gray because oops, gotta tuck off that little tail there. Because I like to just have a simple border that doesn't take away from all the crazy colors of the temperature blanket. So here we are to January. February. March. April. It's heavy. A heavy blanket. March, April. And then May. June. July. That special stripe is the month Logan was born. July 16th. And then August. September. To here, September. October. November. The gray on the border is the Red Heart Super Saver Heather Gray or whatever. It's the same I use to separate the months. Look at all those little bits I have to fix. Tuck off. Trim. And then December. Ugh. And December. And December 16th, which isn't that amazing? Both Logan and McKinley were born on the 16th. They are exactly 5 months apart. Cute. So, special row here. I did in half double crochet like I did Logan's for McKinley, and just did half double crochet in a, I don't even know, one of my variegated yarns here. And there we have it. But I loved this project. I know some people don't want to commit to a year long, but it is so easy, especially when you're only doing a few rows a day. And if something comes up, life happens. We all know life happens. I had a couple life incidences that took me away from crochet for quite a while. And it's easy to catch up. Because if you get 2 weeks or 3 weeks behind, it's not that big of a deal. It's not such a massive blanket. No, I saw another idea for another blanket using up scraps, which we will discuss in a future video. Because I'm going to do a goals video for 2021, and I'll discuss that in that video. But I love it. It turned out amazing. I love all the colors. I love the crazy brightness of it. And my husband is tall. He's tall. So this is perfect. It's obviously going to be a little longer than your standard Afghan. And he loves it because he can curl up with it, but his long legs and feet can still be swooped up underneath it. And he doesn't feel like he's got to stretch and pull and fight for blankets. So my 2020 temperature blanket is done. I think I still want to add one little thing to it, like a little label. And I want to crochet the words or the numbers 2020 and put on there. So that I may or may not do that anytime soon, but it's all done. I love it. And that comes to, that's it. That's all I've worked on since November, since on my last video. Those are the items I completed. Those are the items I finished, other than my sewing projects, which I will discuss later. But I wanted to show you guys my final calendar for 2020. So all in all, my year-end total of one of my goals, my year-end total of all the yarn in grams that I used was 15,811 grams. I exceeded my goal of 10,000 grams, so I'm really, really happy about that. And that's it. That's all I got for you for now. I just wanted to pop on, wish you all a very happy new year. I need to get back to answering some comments. I've kind of been MIA because not just a couple of the reasons I mentioned, like the daughter moving out of state and one moving up, or not a daughter, my son moving up, and then McKinley being born and the COVID sickness, and it's just been one thing after another. And I've gotten some emails from some of you saying where you been, we miss you, Happy New Year. I mailed out a bunch of Christmas cards. If I missed you, I apologize. Life. All right, I got some videos coming up this week, some videos coming up next week, and I am back in the game, guys. I'm back at it. So we will see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me today. And until next time, AlaskaCraftyGalVictoria here. Bye-bye.